Residents of Madina SDA in the Lankwantana Madina municipality of the Greater Accra region are urging the government to resume construction on the major storm drain in the area. The incomplete drain stretching from Madina Redcoat to Agbogba has caused recurrent flooding during heavy rains, prompting the community to plead for swift action to prevent further disasters.
Each raining season lays bare the infrastructure vulnerabilities of the capital city, resulting in submerged communities and damaged properties, sometimes even claiming lives. The inadequate drainage system, riddled with poorly engineered drains and clogged with debris like plastic bags, exacerbates the problem. This plight is all too familiar to residents of Madina SDA, Washington, in the Nkwantanan Madina municipality, where years of neglect have left their major storm drain unfinished and prone to flooding, disrupting lives and access to homes.
I came to this area about 11 years ago, and since I came, the main problem has been the storm drain. Every time it rains, we have water flooding into people's houses. Once it rains, people suffer. When you are coming from town, the moment you get to this place, how to enter your home is even a problem. This is by leg or by foot. How much more car? And so the problem is an enormous one. It's something that you need to be there to see things for yourself. Because if you want to explain, it will just seem as if we are just singing in the air. It's from Redco Flats, coming down all the way through to this place to Agbogba, right?
Up to Hachu.
Up to Hachu. Dome, etc. So it's quite a long one. Some are not even able to sleep in their houses. Look, my house is not far from the mosque where I pray. When it rains heavily and there is flooding, I am not able to leave my house to come to the mosque because of the muddy, the repercussion of the muddy nature of the flooding. I'm not able to come to the mosque. And my house and the mosque is just like the distance between you and I. You see, so you can imagine. In fact, we are suffering. We are suffering. We don't want to say government A or government B is not doing best. We are all Ghanaians. At the end of the day, we are one people. Let the right authorities come to do this thing once and for all. This is one of the challenges within the Madina metropolis. And once this is done, I know about certain percentage of the many flooding situations in Madina would have been resolved.
Despite repeated appeals to the Assembly for intervention, there has been no response, prompting the community to pool resources to temporarily clean the drain.
We have tried on so many occasions as individuals and as a community to follow the authorities concerned to have this perennial flooding problem resolved, but it has yielded no results. I remember 2-3 years ago we were on the neck of the MCE for Madina. We've been to her office on 2 or 3 occasions trying to draw their attention to this part of Madina and the flooding situation. The reception wasn't bad, but the reception in terms of our presence there, but then the response to the problem, it was not adhered to. And so at a point in time, with the hard working of our chief, Sereki Audu, and some opinion leaders like Chief Yahya, as I've mentioned earlier, we came together as a community, contributed money, and got an excavator to excavate the storm drain for us. Because at that time, it was about to rain. The rains were setting in. So we feared we might face similar problems like we've been facing over the years. Right now, it's been excavated. The silting has been done. When it rained yesterday, in fact, a lot of tempers calmed down in terms of the fear for the flooding. But we want the storm drain to be engineered. we want it concretized so that the problem will be resolved once and for all, so everybody will rest.
Assembly member Ibrahim Abdul Razak has highlighted that the responsibility for the drain's construction lies with the Ministry of Works and Housing under the Sino-Hydro deal, following numerous consultation with authorities.
I think it is the central government. For the past 3 years, the last time they came here was 3 years ago, under Hydro from Ministry of Works and Housing and Sanitation. They gave the contract to a certain company. They came, we cleared the way. You know, as an assembly member, you do something called community entry. They came, they did their work to a certain stage, and then they left. Yeah, and then when I inquired from them, they said the contract that was given to them was up to that stage. So they couldn't go further than that unless government awards another contract to a certain stage again for them. It was in 3 folds. Aside this storm drain, when you go to the last end of it, there is another storm drain that goes straight to the main street, Zongo Junction thereabout. Yes, there is one that hits between Firestone and then Madina West. Now that side too, it was the same thing. It was given to 2 separate contractors. One was doing from the washing bays between Madina West and North Legon, going into Zongo, and another contractor was doing German contractors. They were doing from the washing bays heading towards Abuba. So all of them were singing the same song. The government gave us the contract up to a certain stage, and then we are done. We have to move out and stuff. So that is why it's been the way it is. At a point in time, when they left, they were heaped sand because the contractors they forgot to do the needful by removing the sand. They put some sands in sacks in order to divert the water to be able to do the concrete works. So when they were through, they didn't remove those things. So when it was raining, you could see along the banks of the storm drain, we heaped some sands and stuff. So at a point, it became so heaped that when it rains, the water finds its way into the houses of people who live between this area, and then it leads to loss of properties. And then I thank God, though my fear was that it should not lead to a loss of life. Alhamdulillah, there was no loss of life.
Alhaji Abdullahi employs the relevant authorities to prioritize fixing the storm drain to bring relief to his people during the raining season.
Residents
of SDA here in the Madina municipality are calling on the Assembly and the Ministry of Works and Housing to ensure that this storm drain here is constructed to relieve them of the troubles they go through whenever there's a downpour. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Anshirley Ziru.
This is still the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Still ahead. Government assures incident-free 2024 Hajj as thousands prepare for pilgrimage. The Citi Newsroom will be back shortly. Please stay with us.